Hey everybody, welcome back to Chart Request Live and Happy New Year. My name's Patrick Dunawilla. I am the editor of the Chart Report. Joining me today, my co-host, Alfonso de Pablos. Alfonso, how you doing today? Happy New Year.
Hey Pat, Happy New Year. How was your
Cheers,
day?
cheers. My New Year's was good, kept it pretty low key, but I like it that way. So that's a low key New Year's is a good New Year's for me.
That's good, man. That's good.
What about
I'm glad
you?
to hear it. It was good. It was good. A good food around family.
Nice.
So that's the perfect combination to start the
I
year.
like it. I like it. So, I mean, just we started off pretty good day, but here we are, a little reversal. Start the new year. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the market had like hard December, not the best December. Um, the drawdown, the average drawdown of the S&P 500 stocks is around 14%. So that caught me my attention last week. We saw like an expansion in the percentage of new lows in the 1 month change. So I'm looking for this indicator, these breadth indicators, not to expand to longer time frames because that will mean more cautious approach in the future.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, we got a kind of light mailbag today, but that means we can hit the chat a lot earlier today. So make sure you get your ticket requests in now. But let's kick it off with Tesla. I think it's
Okay,
important
I like
to watch
it.
here. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
pulled back
So
about 20% from its highs in just like a couple
wow,
weeks.
wow, 20%.
About that, right?
Yeah, like
Maybe I'm
23%.
rounding into
Okay.
it.
Okay, that's interesting. So for me, this chart is super clean, super easy to explain. It's putting right now a failed breakout here. Um, we try to break out of this massive base. We ripped higher from the October lows, and the buyers failed to hold this level. We can even extend a little bit more this area. But for me, the key level is for 400. If we're above 400, I think
Yeah,
everything is good, and you can take a shot on that one. But if we're below 400, no, I don't like it. I don't
yeah.
like this movement here. I don't like momentum falling off a cliff here. So that's my line in the sand for Tesla, 400, and right now we're not above that level.
Yeah, I mean, pretty damaging day here. Obviously, we got to see how it closes, but 400 has been the level for Tesla. That's been it. So the fact
Yeah.
that we broke out and then just ran out of steam like that, not a great sign here. And there were a lot of eyes on that breakout. So, the fact that it failed here, you could see a really nasty unwind here, and you're already starting to kind of see it. So we'll see how we close out the week too, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Tesla is a big component in consumer discretionary sector. We similar picture. We broke out of this massive base, and now we're pulling back. This is the XLY consumer discretionary. So keep an eye around this level of 215. It's an important level for discretionary. I'm seeing also a lot of failed breakout, for example, in transports, back in the range here, for example. So I'm seeing a lot of failed moves, like some whipsaw there. So I don't like that. I don't like that. So that could mean some messy action, and I think we're seeing it right now.
Yeah. Coming up next week, we got having some technical difficulties here. One
Yeah,
second.
better.
We got AMD up next whenever you get that resolved.
Which one?
AMD.
AMD. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So this is part of the semiconductors theme, right? So right now, SMH, it's pretty tight. It's getting pretty tight.
Just still hasn't made a decisive resolution. I mean, it's been
Yeah,
forever.
exactly. So
And
if you
this
look at
thing's
this chart,
starting to venture into the apex.
yep, it's
That
very,
triangle, you know what
it's
I'm talking
getting
about?
very, very tight. It's in this range. For this kind of setup, I would like to take a look at the Bollinger Bandwidth indicator to see how tight is like the price is right now. So if you look at this indicator, it will tell you how tight or wide price is, and we're seeing right here right now that we're very, very in a narrow range, and from contraction in volatility, contraction in price comes expansion. So I think a big move it's brewing out in semiconductors. I like this ETF. It has been one of the strongest ones, but also I like XSD. This one is more equally weighted, and again, the prior cycle highs have been challenging right now.
Yeah.
So definitely, you don't see, for example, semiconductors resolve lower from this head and shoulder formation on a relative basis. I think that's a big theme. So far, it's holding. So yeah, I give the bulls
just
the
still
benefit
kind of in
doubt.
wait and see mode for the semis more broadly. But any
Mhm.
specific levels on it, AMD?
Yeah, AMD, I think you can play it. I mean, ideally, I would like to see it above the prior cycle highs, but we're not even close that level. So let's see. I think you can define risk right here. I don't know if it matches this retracement here. So for me, I think if we're above 120, 122, I think you can give it a shot here and buy in this dip if you're making the bet that semiconductors will reassert some leadership action.
Yeah. So next up, we got ASTS.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah, the space mobile.
I love this. I love this space. This stock has been doing amazing last year. Right now, similar action of Tesla. Try to broke out here, and what I see, it is digesting these massive gains. Look how well it did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a $2 stock just in
40.
Summer.
In October. No, in May. Sorry, May. Yeah, in May, it was at $2
from 2 to 20. That's quite a move.
Yeah. So that's a lot. So I think it's digesting these gains very well in a fashion way here, constructively. So I really like it. I mean, and when we take a look at the Bollinger Bandwidth indicator again. Again, it's very tight. I mean, price is very tight. I think a big move is coming in ASTS. If we look at some of the peers, Rugged Lab, above the prior cycle highs, doing more or less the same thing, consolidating above this former resistance. Now it turned into support. So you want to see this. These ranges in all of these stocks hold. For example, another one is LU on Air, looking good today, showing some relative strength. This is a classic rounding bottom formation. So I think this space has catch my attention. I really like it.
So coming up, this is the last one we got in the mailbag here. Abercrombie and Fitch, ANF.
Let's see. Okay.
Another really tight one, waiting for resolution, huh?
I mean, beautiful setups today.
And man,
So
this one
that's
had an incredible breakout in what was that, late 2023, 2024? I just remember this one.
yeah, yeah, mid 2023 it started to rip higher with authority. So it's and look where prices digesting these gains, and it's consolidating right at the 161 extension from this monster base.
Makes
And
sense.
I like it, Pat. I like it. I see this chart and I really like it.
Yeah, I mean
So
it's defending that key level. It's getting awfully tight. What is that, like a 6, 7, 8 month consolidation there? Um,
yeah, something like that.
so
Yeah,
what would you
since
say
June.
above 130 gets you to above
I
200?
think I think about 130. I think you can take a shot. I think the path of least resistance is clearly higher, no doubt. If you want more like a tactical trade, I like to use the anchor VWAP, whether it is the June 13 highs or this massive candle on May, basically the all-time highs. Yeah, let's use this one. Price is right there, right there. And when we draw some trend lines, I see a tight consolidation. I really really like this one, honestly.
Yeah, looks like it's ready to go almost
Yeah.
any day or any week now. Because that is a long-term trend too, that you're trying to get in on it within that multi-month consolidation there. But
Mhm.
let's move on to the chat. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
So Mr. Zerby here. Hello, Mr. Zerby. He's asking, anyone feel like Bitcoin acting a lot like Nvidia? So he's bringing up two really important things here. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and Nvidia. Are you getting the same vibes? I mean, we've seen head and shoulders in both those things in the last few months.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the chart looks. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the chart looks a little bit different, but the logic behind these patterns is the same. We could say that this Nvidia is, let me see, like a short-term head and shoulders formation here.
Right.
So the neckline will be around this level. I wrote a note highlighting how I'm playing Nvidia. So I also like to draw the VWAP here as a confirmation that this is a failed top. I also draw a VWAP from the August lows.
Yeah, not
Price
important.
bounce here. So for me in Nvidia, if we're around above 132, I think the bias is higher, and this pattern is not a top. So a confirmation that will say that this is a head and shoulder will come below 126, below this VWAP from the August lows, and a confirmation that we can see higher prices with more, authority. I will say above 138, above this VWAP from the ultimate highs. So this is how I see Nvidia, and Bitcoin. It's carving out a similar topping pattern. I know Steve made a good point the other day. This is the VWAP from the breakout and the election.
Really important
day.
candle there. Yeah.
So price is holding right there. I think around 91. So as long as prices are around 91 in Bitcoin, I think you can take some shots there. This consolidation that started, I don't know, late November, it's coming in a critical Fibonacci extension level from this massive base. So it's not a surprise for me to see the price consolidate and digest some gains around this area. But a more tactical look, I will use 91 as a confirmation that this trend is valid.
So what level would confirm a failed top for you?
Well, the 91, we haven't.
But in terms of to the upside, like 100K or
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Like,
that's
what would tell you that that top is not a top?
right. I mean, I think use the VWAP it's too early. We're from the ultimate high things it's too early here. I will say about 100 or maybe new ultimate highs. You know,
Yeah,
maybe new
in
ultimate.
this case,
It is high
I
range though.
think using 100K makes sense. You know, it's an important
Yeah,
psychological level, and given that it's right there at the near the VWAP and it's at the Fibonacci extension too, makes sense to you.
yeah,
You know, but obviously use whatever one you want. You could use 99K.
yeah,
The
exactly.
important thing is to get out of that kind of neighborhood, right?
Yeah, and it will depends on each person and investor on their willingness to to take some risk before other people. For example, I don't know, maybe I'm comfortable taking some risks just above the VWAP from the election and this breakout. For example, I know people that will takes more risk if and when the price breaks to new all-time high that confirm, hey, this is not a top, and we're embarking on a new uptrend, for example. So it will depend. So,
Yeah,
but for me, 91, we're okay. If you want more conviction, right now we're trying to reclaim this VWAP from all-time highs, but above 100, I think I will
yeah,
feel
and kind of
comfortable.
scaling in is kind of what you're describing,
Yeah,
right? As you get more confirmation of the trend continuing, then you kind of add and get more aggressive as you get that new information,
yeah.
right? And that confidence.
Also with crypto, I would like to see, for example, Solana breaking out too and starting to participate. Right now, it's below overhead supply. I like it. It's trying to reclaim this former high from last year. So I think there are some barriers here, at least in Solana and Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean 205 or that 200 level has been pretty important. So
Yeah,
if it can reclaim that, then pretty good there. Or at
yeah,
least from
it's the
that
same
piece.
logic as Bitcoin with the VWAP. If you want more confirmation, of course you have to wait for 260 to be reclaimed. But I think 200 is a good planning design for Solana, for example.
Yeah. Well, hey, Dan asked a great macro question here. Will you guys be bullish if Dixie's above 107? So let's take a look at the dollar here and what you
Yeah,
think. How you think about that?
yeah. Look, I mean, the dollar is ripping today. It seems that this breakout is a valid one. Look at momentum getting overbought again. So I think, look, I mean, when the dollar was in this range, I was not like overthinking the relationship with equities.
Yeah.
But now that it's breaking out of this range and it's pressing higher, I think it could create some headwind for risk assets. So that's
Yeah.
what I think. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been surprised at how resilient a lot of risk assets have been to the stronger dollar because it rose pretty much the entire year in
Yeah,
2024, pretty much. I mean, it's choppy there, but the fact that it
yeah,
did continue higher and you saw a great year for stocks, that's pretty encouraging there. So that relationship that we saw with the dollar and equities in like 2022, where it was pretty much like tick for tick inverse, I feel like that's broken down a little bit.
yeah,
But at
yeah.
the
But
same time, it's not bullish. Definitely not bullish, right? And there doesn't look like there's any significant resistance for the dollar until you get up towards,
yeah, one fourteen.
the mid
Yeah,
teens.
yeah,
Yeah, 114, 113 there. Yeah. So yeah, stronger. Another 2 weeks, 3 weeks of a stronger dollar could definitely create at least some more consolidation in the indices.
yeah. I agree with you. But also, I agree with you with the resiliency that the equity market showed despite the like a rising dollar, especially in the last quarter of 2024.
Right, and that sounded like a really bullish thing when it was still at resistance, because if it had failed, then that dollar weakness would have been really bullish theoretically. But we got the breakout instead, and you're seeing equities kind of stall a little bit. So definitely, it's still there a little bit for sure.
Yeah, I'm
but
watching
we
that.
can on here. Wavy in the chat here, he's mentioning Loma. I believe that's one of the energy plays, but energy getting a bid here these last few days, and especially today here, first day of the year. It's almost like, I don't know if you remember 2022 too much, but first day of the year, you saw, or like early in the year, you saw that big rotation into energy, and then that continued throughout the year. I think we ended 2022. Energy was like the only positive sector by a mile. It was up like 50%, and everything else was either down to flat. So kind of a little bit of deja vu from there, and crude oil coming out of that tight coil right at support. So looks like we may see a nice move from energy to start the new year. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we follow the data, we follow price, and price is telling us that, I mean, crude oil has been very, very resilient, lately. Not having like a good performance, but I mean, holding this key support level of around 66, 65. Momentum hasn't get oversold since June of last year. So right now it's resolving higher from this tight range. I mean, and again, I don't want to be obnoxious with the bandwidth indicator, but I think it's a it's a good tool.
As you know, sometimes different environments call for you using different tools a lot more, and right now you're seeing a lot of things coming out of or they're at a place where they've just, volatility is really compressed. Crude oil is one of them. But there's, semiconductors also at a major decision point. So it makes sense to be using it a lot.
No, that's well said, man. But yeah, I mean, very accurate, that comment. And it's resolving higher, not lower, because when we have this lack of volatility or that contraction in volatility, we usually know that a move is coming. I mean, we're likely to see a big move coming. We don't know the direction. It could be to the downside, for example, and break the support, or it could be to the upside. So right now we're seeing a big move to the upside. So interesting.
Yeah. Any levels on XLE? Let's take a look at that. And then let's take a look at Loma here. Yeah.
Yeah, for XLE, at least for me, the way I see it, I mean, this is the level, right? This is a wide range. This is the 2008 highs, the 2014 highs, and look how price and how the ETF stopped it going up from this rally from the 2020 lows, and it's consolidating in a fashion way, in a constructive way. In my opinion, it has taken sometimes it can be frustrated to trade energy in the past 2 years, but yeah, I mean, we're below overhead supply, so for me it's very clean. It's very clean, this level.
Yeah, and we've been talking about range compression and waiting for resolution. This one has been kind of the king of that, right? Just waiting for resolution for years now.
Yeah, and look, I mean, and take a look at the context of this consolidation. I mean, if we resolve higher from this monster base, you know what JC often says: the bigger the base, the higher in the space. So for me, 96 to 100 is the area I'm looking at XLE.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't broken out, but it hasn't totally broken down either. So when it does finally go, that's probably going to be a multi-year uptrend, if and when it finally does go.
Yeah. For example,
But
Trevor
so
looking.
Loma, I told you to take a look at Loma. Oh, we can look at Chevron here. It's but Loma's actually a material stock, I believe.
What's the ticker? Sorry.
LOMA.
This one. Okay. Oh, okay. This one is, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, let's take a look at this one. I see that it's an Argentinian company, so that's it. It's looking good. I mean, Argentina was the best performing country ETF.
You think it's done? You think it's got more juice? The country overall?
I mean, it's doing very very good. I mean, look at this uptrend. Look at the FIB, how well has worked in the past. I remember this was the election in 2023 when Milei won the election, and look at the price of the ETF. Look at 60% year to date last year. So that's impressive. That's really impressive.
It didn't even stutter at that 61 or the 261.8. It just ripped right through it. But I've noticed a lot of the times it'll rip through. If it doesn't, it'll check back to it as support. So you might get a chance to maybe add there, maybe a retest before it ultimately resolves to the next one, right?
Yeah, probably. I like that. That could happen. I mean, we have multiple of example of that. But I wanted to show you, for example, the Argentina on a relative basis, relative to the United States.
Just getting going there, yeah.
Look at that base. I thought in December, November that this ratio could, have some pause here at this resistance, but it's ripping higher, and it's had its highest level since in more than a decade relative to the S&P. So Argentina is a leading country right now. And back to the stock.
That's a fantastic chart there, Alfonso. The Argentina versus SPY.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking great. So let's take a look at this one.
You already knew that there was going to be a 38.2 or a 61.8 there.
Yeah, I mean, I love when that happened because it matched a retracement, but also an interesting level here. From a resistance. So look, classic base rounding bottom formation. Let's see.
Do you like it still? It sounds like Wavy's been bullish. I hope that's true. So what would you do if you've been in this one? Just stick with it, right?
Look, I mean, the relative strength coming from these stocks has been amazing, of course. Look at this. Look at this trend from the August low. I mean, from 7 or 6 to 12. I mean, it doubled in matter of 6 or 5 months. So we could see some consolidation around this area and then continue rip higher. But I really like the strength from these stocks. There is definitely something there. In Argentina, there is opportunities there, so I really like it. And it's not only one stock; it's a lot of stocks in Argentina that are doing great. So I like this one. So let's take a look at the relative trend. The relative trend, look at this classic trend reversal too, relative to the S&P. It's looking good. Let's take a look at Loma. Relative to the Argentina ETF, not the strongest ones, but since August, since that move that we mentioned, it has been trying to, assume some leadership. I think this ratio it's a very important one, just to understand the leadership within Argentinian stocks. So if LOMA reclaim this shallow formula lows relative to Argentina ETFs, this one could be a strong leader in the future.
Yeah, that's that level too. I was seeing that too.
Yep.
But let's move on here. We got a couple more to hit on. Let's look at Oxy real quick.
Okay. Okay. Yep.
Another energy name.
Another energy name. I know. I mean, I have been following
Oh,
Warren Buffett insider transactions for the past two years. I think the average price he has right now on Oxy is around 54.
okay.
I remember that he started to build a position below 60, but above 50, 57, 55 for almost 2 years. I mean, he started
Right.
in this candle this time in March 2022, and he has filed 29 Form 4s. So he has been
Oh,
purchasing 29
I mean, he
Form
literally
4.
was support there in the mid 50s for
Exactly.
a while.
Yeah, exactly. So if we take a look at this drop in an extension and a retracement from the 2018 highs, so this also match with the 61 from this decline, right? So this stock, completed to the downside, but I think if we get back above 57, I think we can have something there. And especially if crude oil it's going, I think it could be like an opportunity. I mean,
Yeah.
not the strongest one, but I think that's the level for me, 57.
So yeah, such a clear level, and I think this was becoming such a crowded kind of coattail trade that there was no way it was going to work unless you had some sort of shakeout. So I think, like you said, it really needs to reclaim 57 first, or else what I'm saying doesn't matter at all. But if you do reclaim that 57, the fact that it did get the shakeout, I think it makes it a much more bullish case than if you were just to be pinballing off that support level for the longest time, because it kind of just kind of a nice flush out, right?
Yeah.
All those people that were just buying because Buffett bought, they've been doing that, that bull trap or bear trap kind of thing, would be a nice flush out, a necessary flush out.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the peers. ExxonMobil, it's above their price cycle high from 2014. It is in that range. It's trying to reclaim this former low from last year. So, I think that's the main case. Let's take a look at, to Chevron. Holding this key level of former highs. So yeah, I think that's how you want to play it. At least for Oxy, you want to see this level to be reclaimed.
Yeah. So next up, we got Dan here in the chat asking about MBC, which is
Which one?
Master Brand MBC, Master Brand Inc. Looks like it's a home furnishings company. I don't know if this is in the home builders, but the home builders have been crushed these last few weeks. I don't know if you've seen that, but they just have, I mean, that's been a significant decline in the last few weeks. 20% off its highs, the ITB.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to figure it out.
And it looks a lot like the ITB. That's why I figure it might be in there. I can look while you break this one down.
I mean, and today it's going down to again down 1.5%. You definitely don't want to see this kind of stocks break down and complete the stops. I mean, if you look at the drawdown from the ultimate highs, almost 20% in the ETF.
Yeah. It is in the home builders. It's in the ITB. It's not a heavyweight at all, but it's in there. I'm gonna look at
MBC. Okay, so back to the chart. For me, simple here. Not trying to overthink this uptrend. If we're above 14, I think you can give the bulls the benefit of those. I don't like this oversold condition here.
Well, so in the chat, Dan asked if it was a double top. If anything, this kind of looks like a double bottom potentially here. But as far as that top goes, I would call it a fail breakout because you had that breakout candle. I don't know what that was, if it was earnings or doesn't look like earnings. Maybe it was earnings. Yeah, but you had the open above, in breakout territory. That was a breakaway gap that failed. That's what that big nasty red candle was. So it was a fail breakout.
This is a class.
We're just talking semantics here.
No, this is perfect. I mean, this is a good example from failed moves, come fast move in the opposite direction. And then, I mean, right now I understand what he's saying.
Right. So I mean, you could call it a double top too. Kind of the psychology of these patterns are pretty much the same. Yeah.
So potential,
I would call it a confirmed top if it breaks down this what is that, 1350 layer?
1385 V1. Let's see the VWAP from not the IPO
or even maybe 14. You could call it. Yeah.
I mean, from the ultimate lows, it's right there. So there is a confluence of support here. But yeah, I mean, for me, this like one
that.
is.
Yeah, you're saying the VWAP from the low.
Yeah, from this low.
So basically, it would make all the sense in the world for it to rebound here off this support level. But if it doesn't, that's when the action we've seen over the last year becomes more of a confirmed top, right?
Exactly. Yep. That's how it is.
So let's check out. So we got a question here about RCAT. Lazy Beats is asking about RCAT. It's slightly under 1 billion. So we normally don't look at stocks under $1 billion, but it's right there. It could be at $1 billion any day now. So RCAT, RCAT. That's Red Cat Holdings. Interesting looking
can you repeat?
Yeah, Red Cat, RCAT. Package software.
Yeah, it's I mean, it has gained some liquidity in the past year. It literally went from $1 to 13, so it makes sense to have more liquidity. And I mean, what it's like, how much importance do you give to these, for example, levels?
Which level?
This highs from 2019, but the stock was, not liquid enough, very small at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, with this one, it's kind of forming that base, and I think I would just use kind of psychological levels for this one, like, if it's above 10 here, or using some sort of out point like that if you're being more tactical, that 675 or something. I could see this one squeezing like crazy. I don't know if it's got short interest, but you got to have some sort of level to lean against on this one. So for me, that would be you could even call it 750.
So this one has 12% short interest. 12%. Yeah.
Not huge, but it's something.
Yeah, I mean, Do we have more tickers in the chat?
Lazy Beats says, "Thanks, boys. Just landed a military contract for some background. Interesting." Let's take a look at GNRC. And then we got MGNI, and then that'll be it. And we actually look at ANF a little bit earlier. So if you just rewind, we broke down ANF earlier. That was quite the chart. But let's go ahead and look at what was that? GNRC.
GNRC, right? Okay. Yeah.
Generac,
So
yeah.
let's see, GNRC. It's it's an industrial 9 billion market cap.
Yeah, so Alfonso, this one they make all the generators. So anytime there's a big storm, this stock can be the way to play any big storm. Anything
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure
Okay.
if that's what you guys are looking for here, if that's how you're seeing it, if playing a potential winter storm here, but that's what they're known for, making the generators. Yeah.
Yeah. So on this one, super clean level. I really like this one, especially because we can define a risk. You know, very easy here. This is a classic bearish to bullish reversal pattern that we broke out in October, and now we're pulling back to the breakout level around 150. Call it 150 if you want. So this is a confluence of support now. It was resistance. Now it turned it into support. Here is the VWAP from all-time highs. So that makes this level, even more important.
I'm really glad you added that VWAP there. That makes it a lot more interesting there.
So yeah, around about 150 if you want. I think the path of least resistance is higher. I think this is a bearish to bullish reversal pattern completed. So that's how I see it. If we break below 150 and we get back into the range, it will be more messy action, and it will tell you basically that this stock needs more time to consolidate before make a real run.
Yeah. And Joe says here, yep, winter seasonal in general. What about nat gas? Any thoughts there? Any nat gas plays you're eyeing?
Here's nat gas, the futures. It's looking good. I mean, look at this. Look at this base. Very similar to the previous one.
Is that an abandoned baby pattern I see there?
This one?
Yeah, what is that? What is that candle?
I don't know. Yeah, this is a candle.
Yeah, it's pretty random one. I'm not sure if that's some like contract change or if there's something going on there or what, but
yeah, that was.
I'd say that's. I mean, if it's genuinely just a technical pattern, that would be a bullish pattern.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, well, so far we're above this key level, this breakout level. Ideally, you want to see these breakouts, get some follow through very, very quickly. I mean, the best breakouts are the ones that happen fast. That's what you would like to see if we're bullish on natural gas. But we're above the VWAP from these highs from 2022. I don't know if it's the all-time highs now. Buyers are in control for natty gas as long as we're above 360 or 350, 345 if you want. That's how I say natty gas.
Well, Alfonso, we got to wrap it up here, but I skipped Amazon. So let's hit Amazon real quick, and then that MGNI, and then we'll close it out.
Okay. Yep. So Amazon looking good. It's consolidating some gains right there, but we broke out this massive base back in November with the election, was like the catalyst. And we're in the middle of the range.
It took months to finally get that breakout, and then you finally did.
Yeah, and even we have like a failed move, like a failed start, and then the fourth or fifth attempt, it was the real one. So
right,
it's coiling.
As far as failed breakouts go, that wasn't that nasty of a one. It reclaimed it fairly quickly, and it wasn't terrible correction there.
Yeah, no, it was normal. So it's very similar to Tesla right now. let's see if Tesla, reclaim these former highs and rip higher, or if it has like a similar drawdown as Amazon did.
Right. Basically,
Like,
like how quickly Tesla can repair this damage would be very telling, is what you're. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah. Makes sense.
exactly.
Um.
What was it?
So the last one was MGNI.
Can you repeat again?
Yeah. MGNI, Magnite.
Wait.
MGNI.
M?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice. Nice chart. So this one is 2 billion advertising agencies.
Software name. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, nice chart. Nice chart. I like this chart. Let's drop a big web. We're right there.
15 seems to be the level.
Yeah, 15 is the level. So we're above 15. I think the path of the resistance is higher. If you want more confirmation of this base breakout, you will probably want to see, this big web from all-time highs to be reclaimed around 18. It's up to you. There is trade-off, timing, and conviction. So
I think, yeah, if it's above that VWAP, you could probably get a move into that gap from 2021 there, or the late 2021. But also, if you zoom all the way in on the daily action, you got a little bit of a potential head and shoulders top there, right at that key support level. So if this top is not a top, you have that extra kind of bullish kicker to it if the top fails, right? Of course.
So that could be like the catalyst.
That would be the VWAP.
So that could be like the catalyst of of a longer term trend, right? To be this short term pattern to fail and skip higher. I think that could be the catalyst. I like that trade.
Right. It's either that or this is a top and 15 is your level of 15 breaks, and don't even touch it. Don't even look at it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the move there. So Alfonso, let's leave it here for today. If we didn't get to your ticker, be sure to email us at questions@stockmarketmedia.com, and we will get to them on Monday. But Alfonso, did you have a favorite chart from today, or one that stuck out to you?
I have to say Abercrombie.
The A and F, you liked it.
I like it. I like it because it's consolidating constructively here. We mentioned some tactical levels with the VWAP from all-time highs, and I like the pattern that from looking for expansion in volatility. So I think this one meets my criteria: a strong uptrend, tight pattern. I'm expecting a big move in the following weeks.
Yeah. I mean, you stole mine, so I'll have to go with another one here. But I like the Generac one, the GNRC. That's really interesting level there, especially at that confluence of support there. And then what was the other one? What was it, MBC? Homebuilders. I think homebuilders are just at such a critical level. We talk so much about semiconductors and how they're at a decision point, and they've been at a decision point for weeks. But homebuilders, I would say homebuilders are just as important as far as a broader market piece of the puzzle. So homebuilders definitely deserve some attention here. So MBC at a level where it could work, but if it doesn't, definitely interesting as well. But Elf, let's leave it here for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be sure to tune in on Monday. We'll be back with another episode. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.